Hey everyone, back again. Basically, we're getting ready to put Monstaliner on the truck. Okay, what I wanted to show you, here's the brown scuff pads, Scotch-Brite pads, whatever you want to call them, that Monstaliner gave us. Because I shot this with Chassis Saver, I also put some paint on here as well. Let me show you what I did real quick. These sections of the door right here are exposed. They're always going to be exposed on the inside. The door panel only comes to like right here and then comes around and then drops down. So all this door jamb area, this area, across here, this is all exposed. Same thing with this section right here. So I went and got some, because Chassis Saver is not UV tolerant, and like this section here might get some sun even though it's on the inside. I didn't want it to chalk up. I went and got the same paint, which is just Rust-Oleum spray paint that I use on my wheels. Seems to hold up well on my wheels, so I figured it'd be okay for the door jambs, and sprayed it over the top of the Chassis Saver. I put down a primer, same company, and like I said, put it over the Chassis Saver. So in those areas, I need to make sure that they stay shiny and clean, okay? Because that's going to be exposed. With that Scotch-Brite pad, I plan on bringing the Monstaliner over just to this lip right here. So I made sure to scuff that area up of the door all the way around, just so it has some overlap. I made sure to get down into here. Make sure you get all the little shiny spots. See, like right in here, that's a little bit shiny right in that crease. I've got to get back in there and get that a little bit better. Just because there's some window trim that's going to go over there, but it's just going to come to that point, and I don't want the Monstaliner to start peeling up. So that's what the scuff pads are for, to give it a little bit of meat to bite onto. Basically, what we're looking at is, you can see the sheen difference. The lower section's not done, top section's done. You're not trying to take it down to the metal. You're basically just trying to scratch up the surface, just scuff it up a little bit, dull it up. Okay, you can see there's some primer here that I used and that I didn't really care to cover with paint on the outside because it's just going to get covered in Monstaliner. This rear hatch section, same thing. I use primer and that Rust-Oleum paint on all the exposed areas, so I'm going to have to do the same there as well. You'll see here my gas door doesn't have Chassis Saver on it. That's fine. You don't need Chassis Saver as a base. I just chose to do so. So that's just scuffed up, and I'll be covering that here shortly as well. Outside of that, I took all the mask off the window except for around the top, just because I'm going to be rolling the Monstaliner to that point. It gives me a mask line, so I don't have to reuse any masking tape. There's no bleed through from the newspaper like I was talking about in the other video. You shouldn't use newspaper if you're going to spray a lot, but luckily it held up. I didn't get no bleed through, so it didn't stick to the window. Everything looks pretty good so far. If there's any dust in the finish like I had, these scuff pads will address that before you put the Monstaliner down. So once you get all the surface completely scuffed up like this, you're going to want to use this product that, like a dummy, I left open all night. Okay. MEK. This is a substitute, but it's MEK. It's a solvent. Don't use acetone. Monstaliner recommends using MEK. So you can get that at your local Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever. So you'll wipe down the entire surface after you're done scuffing, and just make sure you got good light, and start from the top and work your way down. So I'm going to go through that entire process with you guys, so I'll talk to you guys in a second. Okay, everything's ready to go. Truck's all been scuffed down, you can see. Everything, top, bottom, everything's been wiped down with the MEK solvent. Everything, all the nooks and crannies, everything. One thing I do want to point out real quick. See how this area is not and this area is? This is just part of being aware of what you're trying to do is, accomplishing here. All this sanded area is where I want it. The shiny area is where I'm going to try to avoid. This is going to be this color, shiny black. So I'm creating my lines where I want the Monstaliner to be. Be very aware of that. The other thing that you need to be very aware of, mirrors, plastic trim, your bumpers, anything that might need to be painted, my rear hatch hinge, these are the plastic trim for the rear side windows, my bumpers, the cowl cover, the hood, the grill, anything that you might need to deal with, because I painted my mirrors, the little hood inserts, windshield wipers, all of that stuff. Make sure all of that stuff is addressed before you start doing the Monstaliner. Figure out what you're going to want the Monstaliner on. Do you want it to go over your door handles? So on and so forth. I know because of the color combination I'm using, my rear door handles, I do want Monstaliner on them. The front door handles, I'm not sure just yet, but even if I do choose to do it, they're going to be white. They're not going to be black. So they'll be fine for me to let sit for a little while until I figure that out. So prep all that stuff, make sure everything is ready to go. Okay, the one thing that you need to understand is Monstaliner, once you mix in that catalyst, it's got a shelf life of about 6 to 10 hours. Okay, it's going to start getting hard. And when it does, you're done. That's it. Okay? So make sure everything is prepped. Don't open these cans prior to you being ready to go. Don't open them until you're ready to mix and ready to install. Make sure everything is taken care of. That's part of the reason why this is taking so long, is that I'm trying to make sure everything is ready to go. And hopefully I didn't forget anything, because there's a lot of details I needed to address. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in a second. I'm getting ready to mix this stuff. Okay, everyone, we're getting ready to mix this all up. I'm going to go through the process with you guys. Make sure you put some gloves on. Monstaliner does supply gloves in some of their kits. These are pretty heavy duty. So, and I've got big hands, so if you're a big guy like me, these gloves will fit you. First things first, shake the gallon can for 30 seconds. Okay, hopefully that was 30 seconds. Shake the catalyst for 10 to 15 seconds. Okay. Get yourself a clean rag. I'm getting ready to crack these seals. Okay, Spray rag over the can just in case it sprays out on you. There we go. There was a little bit of pressure, but it's all out. There's a little bit of dust around the lip of the can, so blow that out of there. You don't want that crap inside of it. Okay. Go. Okay, get your drill with the supplied mixer. You're going to want to pre-mix. You're going to want to do this for about 10 seconds. Okay, now you're going to take your catalyst and pour it in while you're mixing. Get it mixing first and then pour it all in. Okay? Now take out your mixer. Make sure you got some newspapers down. It's going to get messy. Just set it aside for now. Get one of the provided wood mixing sticks. Scrape the rest of the catalyst off the lid. And everything you can get out of inside of the can. Every little bit that you can get. Don't throw it all over the side of the newspapers. Okay. So, then you'll start mixing it again. Get that last little bit mixed in. Okay, you're going to want to stop again. Set your drill down. get your mixing stick. Now this is really important. You're going to want to take your mixing stick and scrape the bottom of the can really, really well. Scrape the sides of the can really well, really, really well. Yeah, really, really well. Can't speak today. I'm working off 2 hours of sleep. Now this is important because if there's any stuff clinging to the sides or the bottom, it needs to be mixed in with the catalyst or you're going to have issues. So make sure it's all scraped out real good. Okay. Start mixing again. This mix, you're going to want to mix it for about 3 minutes. So I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Okay everyone, I'm not sure what happened with my time lapse. It just kind of ended. I didn't even know it happened. That's what happens when you're working. It's still got to dry. This is only the first coat. The texture will change just a little bit once the second coat goes on there. I like it. Especially on the bumpers. It looks a lot better on the bumpers than the dupli-color bed armor did. Lots better. There he goes for the texture on the body. I'm going to put the wheels on this thing and move this out into better light when I do the second coat. Because there's a few areas like right back in here where I can see the roller marks that I want to address, and I couldn't see them because it's kind of poor lighting here in the back corner. So anyway, I think it's turning out great. It actually goes on real easy. You just have to be careful on the sides for runs. I had my daughter, as you saw in the time lapse, running around with the flashlight and really trying to look for any runs or any areas where it didn't get good coverage. So make sure you do that when you're applying this. Make sure that you're getting good coverage. Make sure that you didn't walk away and you got runs developing on the side of the truck, because that would be horrible. Anyway, good to go. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to do another video showing you the second coat. You got the gist of the idea. I'll just do a follow-up video when everything's all said and done as far as the black's concerned. Okay. No, you know what? I'm not going to do a follow-up video until I get ready to start masking off the sides for the graphics, the white part. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out Chassis Saver and Monstaliner on monstaliner.com or magnetpaints.com. The links are in the description. Check out my website, alvarezmetalworks.com. If you're on my website, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link's above. And everybody go like my Facebook page, please. The link's on my homepage for YouTube. It's also at the top of my website. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.